Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Ka Northeastern Electric Power Corporation Limited mentakasngi kala Ïasoi ka Memorandum of Agreement berkasar karjela ban pentrai thamai kawa omyam Stage 1 Sun Power Megawatts bat kawa omyam Stage 2 Shispa Megawatts Hydroelectric. Hakate ka jing Ïasoi ka MOA haprengka Neepco bat kasar karjela ladan bentalang daw menteri badi kmi katanat Bording baru badairu sembut menteri rangba ka jela uba Prestun Tensong u Abdul Saleh ubadai u chairman jong State Planning Board, upi Bakshi ubadai u Commissioner Secretary ka Sarkar Jilla, u Anil Kumar ubadai u Director Personnel ka Neepco, ubi Maharana ubadai u Director Finance ka Neepco, ki officer jong katanat MEECL bat jong ka Neepco. Haba ay jingkran hakati kasngi nakadyang uba Prestun Tensong, uloong baka Sarkar ka Kemen ban Ïasoi ka MOA bat ka Neepco, namar ka ni kawanra ka jingmentoy, ya ka Jilla hakabayade ka jingpenmi Bording.
Yeah, show to them. Okay. Thank you.
We have signed till this evening is 235, right? 235. Umiam Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3. And I'm happy to inform you that the agreement signed way back in 2019, Stage 3, is right now in the final stage, right? It is now in the final stage. And I'm sure Neepco will immediately start the implementation process. And again, the ordered projects tonight, 50 megawatt and 100 megawatts. I'm sure from tomorrow itself, the officials of Neepco will go to the ground. State government is with you all. Different connected agencies, department, as far as state government is concerned, I assure you that we are there to make sure this project is seen at the earliest possible. The challenges that we have from government to government till today in the state of Meghalaya is about the issue of power generation. Until today, we are able from the state government to generate our own power, not even 350 megawatt. And the requirement that we need is more than 650 megawatt, which is more or less, we have a huge deficit of 50% of it. Therefore, signing of agreement tonight is so important for the state government. That's why people, the residents of the state of Meghalaya sometimes, they used to ask, who is the power minister in charge? Because load shedding keep happening every now and then. And not only that, the worst part is the power purchase is more than expected. So now we decided, we work out the possibility of transformation in power sector. And I'm so glad to have a deal with the CPSU like Neepco, Government of India and the state government. We are all aware a few years back, I think the way back 2007, 2008, few agreement was signed with the private investors. But the moment we took over the government, 2018, so many private investors signed the memorandum of agreement, has to be scrapped, has to be cancelled by the government. Because it is purely for the sake of signing a paper. So let me tell you, especially the officials of Neepco, this should not be a mere signing of agreement. We need to translate it into reality. Please, I request on behalf of the state government. And very soon, let me just tell you, few more private investors whom we already entered an agreement, we are going to review it. If need be, we are going to cancel and scrap that. You know, we have the potentiality of hydro project in the state of Meghalaya is not less roughly about 3,000 megawatt. And out of which we are able to tap it, not even 450 megawatt. So huge potentiality we have. So therefore, I would like to again express my gratitude to the Neepco authority management, because we are able again to sign this agreement, and more agreements should be signed in the near future. You know, our media, be it in the assembly, be it in the market, be it in the secretariat, they keep asking the question, is it true that Neepco headquarters will be shifted? That's a big question. So you are here, you please interact with media. I will not reply it. Though officially recently we had our session, so I already got black and white. Shifting of headquarters was not announced. And you remember one thing, you are just like our state government organization. We have provided you everything. So let me just tell you, please don't shift. And secondly, not only that, more projects will be built. It may even reach to 1,000 megawatts. That's what I'm saying. I'm serious and government is serious for it. Because dealing with the CPSU, government to government, the public hesitancy is removed. People will not say that why state government is always in favor of private investors. But when we do or agreement or have a deal, state government and central government, the confidence of the public is always there. So therefore, my dear friends from Neepco, as well as from the state government, from the MECL, let us work jointly, more basins in the days to come, which is right now in the stage of investigation, and which is right now in the stage of DPR stage, like Leshka 2, we call it stage 2, like Leshka stage 2, and then we have through that basin Ungi, which I think last time I've already indicated to the officials of Neepco if you can take over, nothing like it. And then we have some more basins throughout the state, which I think we will discuss this issue in my office in the days to come. So, my dear friends or media, with the CPSU in the name of Neepco, Government of India, jointly sign an agreement for the interest of the state of Meghalaya. And I think our Commissioner Secretary has mentioned about the moment the project is completed, this 235 megawatt, once this project is completed, we will be able to avail the benefit of free power, 12%, plus 1% local. So roughly let us call it 13%. If 13%, when we roughly calculated, it comes to about 981 million units. So if you can convert this per unit, because right now the rate per unit in the state of Meghalaya is 5 rupees. If we convert it 981 million into 5 rupees, I think our media friends, they are the best calculator. We will be benefited to the maximum. We will be benefited maximum. So therefore, friends, as I said to you, we will leave no stone unturned. You remember that. We have to make sure jointly, Neepco and the state government will make sure that the agreement signed tonight is ultimately translated into the benefit of the people of the state of Meghalaya.
And we have come to a conclusion. What would be our design energy, expected design energy? So, considering that design energy, if it is a run-of-the-river scheme, we have to generate 3 hours a day minimum in a hydro project. That, of course, during the lean season, there will be depletion in generation, but all told, we will be generating about 985 million units in a year. So during the lean period, it has to be supplemented with power from solar, power from thermal, all those things. But again, all said and done, this will be a boon for the state, because 980 million units will be added annually.
That power department is seriously revisiting that. Those agreements signed way back in 2007, 2008, so on and so forth, and we are going to revisit again, and if necessary, we are ready either to scrap or to cancel the agreement signed, depending upon the situation. And I'm so happy, as I said to you tonight, 2 agreements has been signed with Neepco, being the central public undertaking. So I'm so happy, and I've seen the performance also. Now I think in the entire northeastern states, they are the one who generate power. I think almost 95 to 100% done by the Neepco. For you about maximum 350 megawatt, where the state government can generate in our own. So if you add up the days, which is, as I said, you will add this 235. Though it is not fully 235, it comes to us, but 12%, it is mandatory as per the guidelines, as per the Act. 12% will come to the state resources. When it comes to the state resources, if you add 12%, means we increase the production of power in our state.
In these three projects, one is stage 3 is going on now. Can you tell us what is the timeline for completion of the stage 3 as well as these two projects that have been signed today?
TC from CA we have already obtained it. So basically there is compensatory afforestation land. Once we can have this land, we are in the advanced stage that has already been in the previous portal. It is already there. So once this land we can have that compensatory afforestation land, and then immediately we will have the investment decision. So from that day we will be preparing around 42 months to complete, because this is not a very big project. 42 months after the investment decision.
42 months.
Yeah, after the land is made available and compensatory afforestation land is.
Is it for the stage 3 or for?
This is for stage 3.
For stage 3.
Because other two projects, we will go immediately for the PFR and DPR, the viability of the project, then the environmental, this comprehensive study. We go with all detail of comprehensive environmental studies. After that, we will have the clearances, which we have already got for stage 3. So this generally takes around 24 to 30 months now to have that stage. After that, again, it will take 36 to 42 months for each project.
Let me add. See, the issue here in the state of Meghalaya is this, and I think you are all aware about it. The issue here is when you reach to the stage of land acquisition, the real problem here is about sometimes the willingness of the landowners, because the land tenure system here in Meghalaya is totally different. It depends on the landowners. Suppose out of 100 landowners, if 2 or 3 of them they are not willing to part the land, in spite of the fact that handsome amount is offered to them, then again we get stalled. So through all of you, I would request, especially for the stage 3, Umyam stage 3, because now we are in the final stage, I would request all the stakeholders to also responsibly work with the government and also with the authority, the management of the Neepco.
In totality, with all perspective, that solar power, it again has to be supported by hydropower. Hydropower, again, it has to be supported by solar power. So there will be bundling when we sell the power. So what you say during the wind period, there will be less water, but the project is designed along considering that only. The wind period, what quantity of water is coming, we go with the data, correlate it for last 10 to 15 years. Then the project parameters are designed. So whenever a project is commissioned, minimum for 3 hours, for the peak hours, it will always generate. Otherwise the project doesn't come, it will not get the clearance. So even if it is less, then also always 3 hours minimum that will come.
But is there any plan to go also for solar energy?
I'll take that question. See, solar, in fact, everybody would like to go for solar. In solar, what happens, we have a parameter as CUF, capacity utilization factor. It depends upon the irradiation of the place. And the irradiation has to be at least 90%, the CUF has to be at least 19% to have a break-even and have a little bit of profit from there also. What happens in our northeastern region is that, we don't have that much of sunshine. And the irradiation is very less. And we have tried our hands, which is basically the pilot project for Neepco in Tripura, which is a 5 megawatt project only. Over there, we are seeing that the CUF which we are getting is about 13 to 14%. And definitely, state of Meghalaya gets lesser power than that, lesser sunshine than that. So, we have not taken that step forward to go for solar plants in the state. Considering all those things, what Government of India is thinking is that wherever the irradiation is more, like in the places like Leh, the western part of the country like Rajasthan and Gujarat, Ran of Kutch and all, over there the irradiation is much more. So we are setting up, and the Government of India through different agencies is setting up the solar plants in those regions instead of now setting up in the region where we assume that we will not be getting a good capacity utilized. So again, the other thing is that in the night, the solar plants won't be producing any power. And BEA said that battery energy storage system is very expensive, and the entire world is looking forward for a breakthrough to reduce the cost of that. That's not yet viable. So again, we don't have nuclear power much in our country, so we have to depend upon hydropower, which is still green. All the hydro projects have been termed as green now. So, and as I have told you, these are run-of-the-river schemes. There is not much of now inundation. So flora and fauna which is there, they will be mostly protected in this kind of projects, run-of-the-river projects, where reservoir is not there. So these are ideal projects for us, and we are looking forward to expedite the work in this project.
In that meeting was like this. As far as northeastern state is concerned, hydro power sector is more viable than the solar power sector. So, taking into that issue as you already asked this question, I'm telling you right now, thank God, at least Meghalaya is also one of them where we have to concentrate in hydro than in solar power plant.
Kamenchwa ka Sarkar Meghalaya ka ladap IT siya ka Neepco ya ka ka project ka batip kum ka wa umyam stage 3 bat ki kam na ka banta ka ni ka project menta ki lanang nya chaprang kat kum ka jingye tho ki officer ka Neepco ka jinglot na ka banta bante ya ka wa umyam stage 1 bat stage 2 kan kot siya ka dor ka ba 6000 nyos pa san phau klor tingka bat na ka banta ka umyam stage 3 ka ba prapusan megawatts kan long kumba khandai spa klor tingka.
To one development would definitely bring optimal development of the basin in a systematic and synchronous manner with lesser cost of development of the province. Today we are gathered here for signing the MOA of the 50 megawatt Waumiam stage 1 and 100 megawatt Waumiam stage 2 hydroelectric projects. Neepco, sir, being your organization, an organization of the Northeast, would like to put it on record that the projects could be developed in the fastest possible manner, bringing all-round development of the area and also forces. And Neepco would also discuss and exchange views with the stakeholders regarding development of the project. We are thankful to the Government of Meghalaya and feel fortunate enough for giving us the opportunity for development of this project and make our contribution.
March ahead towards development of the hydropower potential in the state of Meghalaya. Both Neepco and the state government of Meghalaya are to sign the memorandum of agreements for the Waumiam stage 1 and stage 2 hydroelectric projects just on the day after the Diwali celebrations, which is also celebrated as a new year as per some calendars of the country. So this is very auspicious for us, and we are doing the right beginning at the right point of time. Presently, as you may be knowing, Neepco is contributing about 40% of the installed capacity of the northeastern region. We have all our power plants in the northeastern region, though we have offices outside northeast also. This is having a prolonged expertise in development of hydro projects and is presently operating the largest hydro power station in these states, in the entire northeastern region, which is Kameng hydropower station with a capacity of 600 megawatts and with a design energy of 3,353 million units in a year. With signing of MOA today, Government of Meghalaya has now entrusted the entire Waumiam basin to Neepco. Allotment of the basin to a single developer would definitely bring optimal development of a basin in a systematic and synchronous manner. The 50 megawatt Waumiam stage 1 and the 100 megawatt Waumiam stage 2 HEPs are upstream of the already allotted Waumiam stage 3 hydroelectric project. We have done quite a lot of progress in the Umiam Stage 3 project. Shortly, we may be able to start the work with the help and assistance of the government of Meghalaya. Both the projects are run-of-the-river type with very small frontages. Our apprehension about inundation of lot of land is eliminated for these projects because these are normally run-of-the-river projects. They will be generating from the water which is coming on that day only. There will be no reservoir and not much inundation. These two projects are not very far from the capital city and are located about 30 kilometers and 50 kilometers from Shillong respectively. On completion of these three projects, about 980 million units annually would be generated, and Meghalaya, being the home state, would receive 12% of free power and additional 1% for the local area development. These two projects will bring an investment opportunity to the tune of about 1,750 crores to the state. Neepco, having vast experience in the sector, along with requisite resources, shall be able to execute the projects in an expeditious manner, which shall result to capacity addition in the state as well as significant socio-economic upliftment of the area. With signing of these two MOS today, the presence of Neepco and developmental activities in the home state shall further expand, and Neepco is also expecting some more projects in other river basins in the state. I congratulate the officials of the State Power Department, all the dignitaries present here, and the Neepco officials for achieving this feat on this auspicious day.
Sheer dedication and perseverance has been gone into making this dream come true. The MOA, Memorandum of Agreement signing between Government of Meghalaya and Neepco for development of Umiam Stage 1, 50 megawatt, and Umiam Stage 2, 100 megawatt hydroelectric projects is a momentous event which will yield far-reaching impact and positive impact in this part of the country. It is needless to say that Meghalaya holds a special place for Neepco, and we at Neepco has always tried to work for the development of this beautiful state. It is gratifying to see that this signing of MOA, one such initiative to forge one way for the betterment of this place. The present signing of the MOA shall facilitate overall basin development plan in an optimized manner, which will benefit not only the concerned area, but also the state and the country at large. The Umiam Stage 1 hydroelectric project of 50 megawatt installed capacity and the Umiam Stage 2 of 100 megawatt are located in Umiam River in the Ïasoi district of this beautiful state of Meghalaya. Neepco is already in activity in the Stage 3 project of 85 megawatt, the most downstream project, and much progress we have already made in this regard. I take this opportunity to congratulate the entire team and stakeholders who have contributed in their own way to make this moment come true. Thank you. God bless you.
And it will be a further reiteration of the close relationship and the ties which the state government and the power department has been having with Neepco. I will not go so much into the specifics of the MOA or the project because that has been spoken about by our previous speakers, and our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister sir also will speak about it at great depth. I just want to share with all of you how many times it has happened in our state. We have a central PSU, and there has been a strong demand from the people of the state that Neepco should not move out from there.
It is one of the rare demands that we always get, where people get a bit concerned and worried and they ask, is it true that Neepco is shifting its office from Shillong to Guwahati? And we have to work hard to convince all the people of the state that in the interest of the state, for the state, Neepco is staying here. The headquarters of Neepco is Shillong for all its operations. It's not going anywhere. So this, apart from the state government, it is a certification of trust from the common man, the common people of the state who have faith in you, who have seen you over so many years, and who believe that Neepco is doing a great job. In the government, we always have a great deal of trust with CPSUs, and we are very happy to take our partnership forward with Neepco. Let me just briefly touch upon what will be the benefits for the state. For the benefits for the state, not just for this project and for the other projects also, is that 12% free power to the state. So that is a big boon. It is a massive support to the state. And 1% additional will be the local area development percentage for power which will be pledged. And also support to the project affected families for the next 10 years for a stipulated megawatt of power, which also will be talked about by our Honorable Chief Guest. So this means that the bigger the size of the project, the more we are able to take up hydro projects, the more we are able to hand over to trustworthy CPSUs, the more the state government gains. And we have just heard that the Neepco is undertaking, executing some mega projects in Arunachal Pradesh, and they have got free power and they have got the kind of support in the state which is unthinkable, which is unheard of. And so much of power generation in a state builds up the image and the capacity of the state also, and it boosts up the image of the state, not just in the northeast but beyond its borders also. Power is a very, very essential commodity. The different states of the country are working overtime to ensure 24/7 reliable power to its citizens. That is the principal demand of the people. They want good roads and they want clean water, and then they want reliable supply of power. And that is why the power sector has become very crucial. Our Honorable Chief Guest, our Honorable Deputy CM Sir, has just been to a national conference. It was a conference of the Honorable Power Minister. Future, hydropower, solar power is the future. So we hope that with this partnership, with the signing of MOA, which has long been in the works, our dream to have more sustainable and assured supply of power will not just be a dream, it will be a reality. Thank you very much.